Welcome back to the Legacy Crusaders YouTube channel for Game 3, checking out Steven's Guardragon deck against my Infernoid deck, and I'm here once again with Aurastorm. If you have not checked out his channel, please do click the links above.
So did Steven choose? I'm assuming, of course, Steven chose to go first, correct?
Well, his deck with a full 5-card hand should be able to do a really ridiculous play if he goes first, and I don't mess it up in any manner. The danger. He activates Nessie and discards Thunder Dragon Dark, drawing I think it's a white dragon. And he's set, I believe it's Gold Sark if memory serves, but I'm not sure what the other card is.
So is this post or pre the new ban list? So there's only one Gold Sark or three?
This is post new ban list, so we have one Gold Sark. I know he is playing triple Eradicator Epidemic Virus in the main deck, and when he knows for sure he's going first, I think he also sides, what's that card? Trap Trick?
Pretty decent. Trap Trick's a pretty decent little card, especially in an Eradicator's just a blowout against two of the better decks in the format right now, so definitely a good meta call.
Yeah, being able to wipe out all the cards in your opponent's hand mean that you don't actually need as many negates. So if he establishes a 3-negate board and then kills 4 of your cards with a trap card, then he has infinite negates essentially, because it doesn't matter what you do.
Eradicator is definitely a scary card. I mean, yes, Thunder Dragons did lose some consistency on the ban list, but the fact that they gained Eradicator is pretty scary for the other decks, and it really does help with their Bad Altergeist matchup. So we're seeing the Roar is, so he's got a pretty decent, like, 4, I think it's just coming down right here.
Yeah, and I believe he did manage to get Hawk in hand, so he can always make a Colossus at the very least.
And it looks like he's got full combo here.
I think he just needs a dragon, and I think he's searching one off of the dragon that's getting, so yeah, he's resolving that first, and then the Saryu should draw 4. So he has the black dragon, which he needs for the full combo. And so he has the black dragon for the full combo, and he has the Hawk to have the Colossus, which is more of the extra play. You know, the Colossus isn't normally part of the board unless you draw it.
It's not like, I mean, he plays a decent Thunder Dragon engine, but it's not something he needs to do all of his plays, is what you're saying.
Yeah, I think he just plays 3 Dark, 2 Roar, 1 Hawk, or it might be the other way around with the Roars and the Hawks.
Which I don't think is a bad thing, especially considering we only have 1 Gold Sark now, so it's not as consistent to banish your Thunder Dragons.
Yeah. Oh, I don't think he has the Hawk, or he elected not to keep it. Because I saw a lure in his hand and a rocket.
So I think this is, no, I'm not a huge expert on these Guardragon names, so that's Elfie, the one that summons from the deck, correct?
Yeah, and the only reason you wouldn't go for that one first is that you have Red MD in your hand and you had to banish it off a lure, in which case you can go into Pisty first and get it back from the banish zone.
Which, ironically enough, drawing Red MD is not something you want to do, because that's a bit of a brick.
Yeah, well, technically if you put any dragon on board you could summon it, but there has to be a dragon worth bringing it back. It's just, it negs you 1 card because you could have gotten it from the deck with the LP, so you'd prefer not to have to summon it from the hand, but at least you can. It's nice that they're making these cards where your garnets are just better in deck, but they're okay in hand.
Yeah, that's nice. I mean, that's one thing I like about the Link mechanic, is it makes, like, drawing brick cards not as terrible. Now the Red MD is coming down.
So LP summons it from deck, and then Red MD summons back Rocket Synchron from the graveyard.
So I'm guessing here he's probably going for, what's the one that summons from the extra deck, most likely?
Agar Pain.
Yeah, Agar Pain. So he's going to be able to go Abyss here.
Alright, so if he does go Abyss, I'm not sure what he'll summon. He's probably going to summon Hot Red, and I think he has a set Eradicator. I know my hand was really whack for this turn. I'm like sitting there, I'm looking at 3 Decatrons, a Rekindling, and an Antra.
That's like me drawing like 2 Meltdown, 3 Terraform, or double Terraforming, or one of those other really awkward hands. I'm like, really?
Yeah, I've been there before. I was playing a 60-card Cyframe deck. It was a weird thing way back I was playing, and I opened 3 Field Spell, 2 Terraforming, so that's like opening Exodia, and I only played the 3 Field Spell and 2 Terraforming, so it was weird.
So yeah, we see the Eradicator in his hand as well. So he's probably going to, if he's already got an Eradicator, he's probably going to put I would assume he's going to put the Eradicator back, but I don't think he did.
You put it back a Trap Trick. I think his set card could also be a revival card. Like he plays Monster Reborn, the World Legacy Guardragon card that came out as well.
It summons Dragon back from the grave, correct?
Yes, and it allows it to move over, which could be used as part of the combos.
Yeah, it can replace the Crusadia Link 2 that moves a link over.
Yeah.
Possibly.
He actually drew into the third Thunderdark, so he actually, even if he doesn't have Hawk, he could just special it from hand off of the Saryuja.
Which he's going to do here.
Oh, he used the Hawk already to bring a monster back to make the Saryuja. That's what happened with the Hawk earlier in the duel.
So, if Dark is not... Is Dark used its effect yet? I guess not.
Yeah, it started that turn that way. So Monster Reborn's really good here, because this is a double Monster Reborn.
Yes. Bringing back that Rocket Synchron.
He's struggling on what he wants to bring back, actually. I think he can't bring back the Guardragons, but he brought back another Saryuja, which doesn't really do anything, because it's not Link Summon, so it doesn't have any effects. And if it were Dark, at least he'd be able to tribute it for the Eradicator, but now all he has to attribute is the Red MD, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
And I draw Ash Blossom for turn.
The bat feels bad, man.
Yeah.
It's like, that's one of the things that makes Infinite Impermanent so good, is the fact that unlike every other hand trap, it's good. It's good when you draw it. Top deck it is your 6th card. So unlike every other hand trap, in existence.
Yeah, well, I'm still liking Forbidden Chalice better at the moment, just because you can commit cards to the board before you have to make your plays. So Hot Red negates the Decatron. I have to banish a second Decatron from hand just to summon Antra to bounce. The choice is between the Colossus and the Hot Red, but I know I'm going to have to out it using a Nightmare Cerberus, so it doesn't make sense to leave the Colossus.
And you get the co-link draw here, which isn't awful. So you're gonna get rid of the Abyss, and you're getting an extra draw. So possibly you can make a play if you top deck something.
But I drew a spell card. And
it's a shame that Rekindling got tossed, because I feel like with this,
I'm still Eradicated, so
it wouldn't be as terrible.
Yeah, 3 Decatrons with Rekindling is good, but what were the chances of him calling traps? He could probably negate my only trap of the turn with his Hot Red Abyss, so it made sense to call spell.
Mm-hmm. Because mostly, he can negate something like Feast. It just deals with the extenders. And he's obviously he has he can still probably extend into something depending. I think he top decked the World Legacy spell you mentioned earlier that specials the dragon back.
I think it's called World Legacy Guardragon something or other, but I don't remember the specifics.
Yes, it's like I haven't actually sat down and read it, because I don't think I saw a copy of it at the sneak peek. So I believe that's what he has in his hand, along with one of the Crusadia monsters.
He has Draco, which, because he has the Guardragon spell, he can actually move the Saryuja out of the extra zone, allowing him to actually make a Magius in a zone that's not useless.
Mm-hmm. So he's activating he's going to probably bring the Red MD back, or the Synchron. Interesting.
Well, he can't bring back, it's level 4 or lower.
Oh, so he can't bring Red MD back. Okay.
No, that's why the Crusadia Draco has been like the best card for this so far. It's the one that you can use the most in your hand, and the graveyard has the most play. Yeah.
So I'm guessing he's going to probably, he's most likely going to make his own Link 2 here.
Well, this is the first time of him playing this deck live.
So he's moving the Saryuja over.
Yeah, he can, which makes sense if you want to make the Crusadia monster.
Mm-hmm.
Now, this extra deck does not have the room for an Equimax, or he should be able to actually win here. Because Equimax would be a nice card just to fit in, because if you take any Link 2 and your Magius, you make Equimax, point it at a couple of monsters, and he can search his Maximus from the deck to do double damage.
Which is pretty good, but, especially this Thunder Dragon Danger decks have such a tight deck, especially with the Guardragon editions, they have such a tight extra deck.
Yeah, so currently that guy, he's special to his own at points 2, so he gets to search his Maximus. Now, he was not aware that the Crusadia monsters have to be specialed in defense. That's how you know it's a new deck for him. But
yes.
He's got pretty nice combos, at least.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen some Danger Thunder Dragon. I think is going to be a very, very good deck going into the new format because obviously with Gold Sarcophagus now limited, they have to change up the deck a little bit. And now you're going to see, especially Guard Dragons, some of the combos are just pretty disgusting when they go off.
Yeah, it's too hard to have enough cards to actually out these boards. So yeah, I told him to put it in defense, and he was like, "What? Oh, oops."
Reading cards is hard sometimes.
There's too many cards in this game to know, and sometimes you win games by just knowing more cards than your opponent.
Yes, you do. I can't. There's so many, especially when you have a card that's you're unfamiliar with. You know, you won't always win games against an opponent based on them not knowing what cards do, but you will occasionally. It does happen.
Yeah, it's part of the reason why rogue decks do well at tournaments at all. People just don't know what they do. Like Infernoids right now is not... I mean, it's been like an on and off rogue deck, so people don't know what it does a lot. So that play went nowhere because he thought he had some other plays. So he can make a Borreload or a Borrelsword.
At least make it a Borrely boy. I can't see which. I think it's a Borreload. I can't tell.
I'm fairly certain it's Borreload as well. You know, here, take my Nightmare Cerberus. I didn't want it anyway. Alright, we're running close to time. I recall I was running the clock, but my phone was in use for the camera, so people are like, how much time is it? I'm like, I don't know. Tell me what time it is so I can tell you how much time there's left. Because we don't have a proper judge.
Because usually at my locals that I go to, they have a timer sitting on that you can look at on a screen so you can actually see how much time's left in time. So your special summon, are you summoning the other Decatron?
Yeah, I top-decked Vanishment, which would have actually been like a massive game swinger if I wasn't still under Eradicator.
Yes. Because Eradicator is 3... It affects your draws for the next 3 turns, from what I recall.
It lasts till your third end phase after it's activated. So the turn it's activated is like 1 end phase. Then I drew... Like, I have 3 spells in Graveyard, and one of them was drawn off the Cerberus, so... and that was annoying. Even if you draw the card middle of the turn, it's problematic.
So you're just triggering the Decatron to try to get something out of the graveyard. I'm assuming you're probably going to hit the red MD most likely, or...
It really doesn't matter, because all these cards can get access to them in any manner. I think... I don't even remember. He used Monster Reborn already, so he doesn't really have a card that gets anything. So I think I hit that. I guess he could revive it if he has the... I probably should have hit the red MD, actually, now that you mention it.
So you're banishing 2 to summon which one?
Sightsmoss, which I sent the graveyard off of the Decatron. And he's going to neg me 500 attack points. And I get to banish the Borreload. So I'm just up against the Saryuja. So this is actually a surprisingly close game state, despite how destroyed I was to start the game.
Yeah, I mean, granted, you are close to time, and it's going to be difficult for you to deal the remaining damage, but it depends on how much long his turn takes, because if he takes anything longer than 3 minutes, you're pretty much screwed, I think, in this case.
At my locals, I try not to tell people how much time there is. I just tell them the round will end at this time. And every time they ask me how much time there is, I said the round will end at this time. Because I don't want to be responsible for everybody starting to slow play and cheese each other. I understand it's proper rules, but, I mean, don't put it on me. Just watch the clock.
Yeah, you don't want to encourage people to slow play if possible.
Yeah, so I actively try not to outright tell people what time what time it'll be. I just say play Yu-Gi-Oh at a reasonable pace. We won't have a problem.
Right. That's usually my thinking too. It's like 40 minutes should be enough to play a game of Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yeah, we managed to do it barely, but
so he's playing the Thunder. Thunderbird's kind of an interesting card because in some of the I'm not sure if he plays any rank 8s in his build, but a lot of the Dangerous Thunder Dragon cards I've seen, a lot of the builds they play they actually do play rank 8s, so it's kind of an interesting tech.
That Drowning Mirror Force would have been helpful there.
All right.
Yeah, he was playing it because it's just a good search target off of the Jackalope for the Eradicator. But thanks again, everybody. Check out Aurastorm, see some deck profiles and some other fun stuff over at his channel. I'll see you next time.
Guys. See you later.